You have an enemy. Don't think so? Well, then who's stopping you from quitting that degenerate habit, like scrolling, playing video games, or any other bad habit you and I both know you do? I saw that. Something inside you just made an excuse. What is that something, though? I respect you for clicking on this video and watching it through. However, you may have been on, chances are you were on YouTube to waste time. Who was making you waste that time? And some people already want to click off the video even though they know it's beneficial for them. Who's making them do that? Who's taking you over when you do things for mundane results? Who's making you mad about these results anyway? Who is making you do an injustice to yourself by forgetting Allah, doing the things that you know you shouldn't be doing, but you do them anyway, and in the process, gaining a very good chance at going to Jahannam? Who is causing your goals to die slowly and painfully? Now, although not completely yet, I know you truly do know that there is an enemy at play, and it is present in every single person's life. Yes, 100%, it is part of your life. I guarantee it. There is no doubt I have in my mind that he has an influence over you. If he didn't, you wouldn't be clicking on this video, I promise. But in order to defeat this enemy, we need to develop a plan. We cannot defeat an enemy unless we know him. And this is precisely what I'm going to help you with. Peace be with you. My name is Ubaidullah Luqman, and for the last 2 years I have been researching, documenting, and journaling this force that was present inside my head, because 2 years ago, I was a depressed, weak boy. I genuinely hated life. I wanted to kill myself. I was depressed. I never wanted to do anything good, yet I always hated the things that I did bad. Does that make sense? Of course, no sensible person should be doing that. And I got out of it. And although I have a long way to go, I have come afar. And I genuinely think I can help you. And in order for you to see what I was going through, here is my first journal entry. Well, how am I going to hold this? I tagged it empty. This was the name of the journal that I was doing. And the first sentence says, I don't know what's real and what's not. I don't know how to stop. I don't know if I know. I am so confused. I hate this. Whatever this is. It's random and I know when it hits, but I can't find it. I'm alive. That's it. This isn't me. Me is a word used to describe what I know is me. That was my first journal entry, and although I have come afar, I still see some parts of this journal inside my head, and I know how to calculate them, and I know what they are and what's causing them, and that's what I'm going to teach you right now. Looking back at this, I see whatever this force was is the problem. You have to understand, the force is the problem, not you. You in the force that is this depressing, whatever that feeling is, that is taking you off your straight path. That is what we are going to call the force. That force isn't part of you. You are separate. Now, I want you to do some critical thinking. Think for yourself. What do you think this force could possibly be? I want you to come up with your own options. Who is causing these things? Take time and think. Don't jump tabs. Don't click off. I am pleading with you right now. Don't let the force that we are trying to diagnose right now get the better of you. Because trust me, this force doesn't want you to know it's him. So pause the video and think. I'm going to give you time right now. I know you didn't pause. Go back and pause. Now, your answer may have been for yourself and your own thinking. Yourself was the problem, and you're causing these thoughts. And I want you to know that that is completely and utterly false. In fact, I want you to know that that thought that it was yourself was the force that we are trying to diagnose right now. It was the problem. This implies that there is a force beside him doing these things and causing all of these negative thoughts. These negative thoughts can be represented in a whole bunch of different ways and analogies. However, through my research, I have found that it is literally the devil himself. Let me explain. This force inside you is a jinn, deployed by Satan or Shaitan himself. Islam perfectly gets this representation right. And if you're not a Muslim, you don't have to believe in Islam. I'm just asking you to take the analogy. In Islam, Shaitan is the devil. And from the very inception of man, he has tried to take man astray. Basically, the story goes that when Adam alayhi salam, the first human ever created, was presented in Jannah, Shaitan was jealous and he made a vow that he would take every human off their straight path. That straight path leading to Jannah. So when you do get that thought to do something good for yourself and to go on that run or to go to the gym or to do that productive work, Shaitan obviously doesn't want you to do it because that productive work will lead eventually to you getting to Jannah. And Islam gives the example of a jinn in your head called a qarin. It is a devil appointed to you at birth that its only job is to lead you astray in life. He manipulates your feelings and your thoughts to get what he wants out of you and to manipulate you along with your nafs. This is why people with depression feel locked. They don't feel like there's any other option because they don't even realize the enemy behind it all. Now, before we move on, I need you to really believe in this force. Yes, there is something in your head. Yes, it is trying to take you off the straight path. Yes, it doesn't want you to accomplish your dreams. It doesn't want you to do anything good. If you just had a thought that I'm wrong and that it doesn't exist, that is him. You have to be aware that he is so manipulative and he doesn't want you to be aware of him in all cases. Trust me, again, I know. There have been times where I've saw the thoughts on paper because I journaled them and I was thinking to myself, wow, if I didn't journal this, I wouldn't have known and I would have been convinced of whatever he was trying to convince me of. So how do you conquer this great enemy now that we know what he does, why he does it, and how he does it? Well, I'll tell you how I did. It's a term I coined and I call it Shaitan scripting. The whole motive behind Shaitan scripting is to find out Shaitan's script. What is he trying to implement into us? Because for every different person, it's going to be different, right? There's no one size fits all for everybody. Obviously, he wants to take all of us off our straight path. But all of us have different strengths. All of us have different weaknesses. And Shaitan is manipulating that. And he knows about those strengths and weaknesses. The first step is hard, but it's realizing his thoughts throughout the day. Like, for example, I'm posting this video with very little subscribers or very little viewers. And if you want to help that, subscribe, by the way. But Shaitan has constantly told me while recording this, like even right now, that wow, you don't have any subscribers and you're wasting your time. You know this is gonna go nowhere, right? None of them are going to work. You're going to run out of ideas eventually. You're not gonna make money from this. You're gonna have to go to university, get a job anyway. So stop these videos. So throughout the day, there could be hundreds of thoughts that pop up that are from Shaitan. If you're in depression or if you were in depression like me, you'll know that there are so many different hopeless thoughts that pop up. What will help with the first step, especially if you've been in depression like I have, is this. It's a quick waswasa journal, and you can see right there, it says waswas. And basically, you just write down all of the thoughts that you have throughout the day, and you try and use tags to describe them. Like, for example, if Shaitan says to you, you're a loser, he's trying to make you feel worse. So write that down. He's trying to make me feel worse. If he says, you're never going to win, then you write down that's a hopeless thought because it's trying to take away hope from me and trying to give me fear. And sometimes these thoughts come in bunches. So you write down all the thoughts in bunches, and I can't, the camera won't show it, but you basically write the topic of the thought that he's trying to do, and then you like highlight every single one of them in a bracket. And the second step is at the end of the day, you're going to use the thoughts that you've journaled here, and you're going to critically analyze them to see what his main motives were throughout the day. So it doesn't have to be too big, yet it does have to be good enough that you can see what he's trying to do. So here's an example. Just this section right here, all wrong. Some thoughts that he was telling me a couple of days ago were, you won't get enough followers. And this was applying to this, the videos that I'm making. You won't make good enough content. No one will buy anything. You won't make it in time. You won't gain enough value. Your vision is too far-fetched. You're not giving good enough advice. You don't know how to go viral. You don't have good enough ideas. To all this waswasa, I concluded that Shaitan was trying to get me to think a couple of things. One, I don't know enough. And obviously I can debunk that by going and learning more things to tell you guys. Two, I'm not valuable enough. And I guess maybe yeah, maybe no. However, that doesn't mean it won't work. I can gain value. 3, I'm not good enough. Again, I can become better. 4, it's unrealistic, and I know obviously that's wrong. Everything is possible, especially with the help of Allah. And 5, I won't make it, so do something else. Shaitan doesn't know the future. He doesn't know what you're going to do and what you're not going to do. Only Allah knows that. And if Allah helps you, you can do everything, and nothing is unrealistic. I hope this helps people. Again, you saw my thoughts. He wants me to think that nobody will be helped with these videos. My vision is to create an online space of men who are dedicated to their spirituality and becoming more wise, becoming more strong, and becoming better in the eyes of Allah. And that vision is unrealistic. Without Allah's help and without your help. I need every single person who is watching this video to like and subscribe. And I know every YouTuber says it, but I need it, and other people need it. I was in depression, and I want to help people get out of that with this video. So if you could share the video, like it and subscribe, and do all the things that YouTubers usually tell you to do, that would be greatly, greatly appreciated. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.